Hey, you guys, this is your girl, Coach Ebony Nicole, the Vice President of the Rochester Black Authors Association, and we are here for another episode of the Black Authors Rock podcast. And you know what? It's always, I love what I do. And that's to allow authors to brag about who they are and what they do. Because I'm all about the bragging now. I just absolutely think it's wonderful that we are able to bring authors on, let the world know who they are. I don't know if we touched the world yet, but we might get the world. These might, skip the pond a little bit and get to people beyond just the United States and just as far as it can go. So we're excited to be able to do that. As always, I want you to, if you are watching on Facebook, make sure you follow our page and like it and share. If you are watching from YouTube, make sure you subscribe and share these videos with others. Bring them on, make comments, all those great things. And if you're listening on Spotify and or Anchor, make sure you subscribe and follow us as well, because we don't want you to miss these great authors. All right? All right. And without further ado, y'all know I like dope people. And this is a dope author we have here. She's not just an author, she's more than that. There's nothing wrong being just an author, but she's more than an author. So I want to introduce Miss Gloria. Miss Gloria, tell us who you are, where you're from, and let's get into it, honey.
All right. I thank you again for having me. I am Gloria. My stage name is Gloetry, which is Gloria's poetry put together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I am originally from Tacoma, Washington, moved to Flint, Michigan when I was about 9 years old with my mom. Um, Started school and immediately got into writing. Um, I was a part of a young authors club at my elementary school, like second grade. And
Wow.
I think my first article was published like soon after. Just like a news something other, like what I like to do for fun. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
that sparked something in me, like seeing my name in paper. We saved clippings and mailed it to our families, and I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. um, I love my mom told me that I was reading before I got to kindergarten, and sometimes the teacher would have me read to the class while she was grading papers. So I've always enjoyed words. I've always enjoyed books. I've enjoyed reading, writing. Um, Leaving from elementary school, I went on to middle school and high school, got into other things, but there was a poetry club and I joined that. And one of my first memories of it, we had to write a poem
Mhm.
about us being under a tree and seeing an eagle fly by.
Ooh.
So, right, we had to write from that perspective. And I wrote it, showed it to my instructor. She put it into a contest. And I didn't win, but my name got out there and they were like, Gloria's a poet, you know? So it was like, it was something, it was just a creative idea I had. It just
Yeah.
took off. Um, I went on to graduate from high school. Oh, there was another incident in high school though. I want to say I was a freshman. I always had natural hair, and
Yes.
when I cut it, I cut it really short to try a new style. It didn't really work out the way I thought it would. But I'm on stage, I'm performing for a different open mic kind of deal, and the spotlight's on me, and everyone's in the audience. I couldn't see them. I'm reading it. I don't even remember what the poem was about, I promise. But I heard someone say, "You should have wrote a poem about your hair. You should have put a hat on it." I'm like, oh, I'm over here expressing myself. So of
No,
course,
you didn't. No.
I had two options. I could finish or I could run off. I finished.
That's right. That's
And
right.
I said something about it doesn't matter about my hair or the looks. It's about what I know and what's in these books. Dropped the mic and
Ooh,
walked off.
in
Okay.
that order.
I was crying when I left, but still, I had to finish strong because it's like, what did I do to y'all? Like, if you don't like it, you don't gotta like it. But dang, you just gonna attack me like that. Um, I ended up winning second place for that one. And the funniest
Look.
thing is, after people were like, "Is that what the poem said?" No, I had to cut it short. There was actually it was almost another half a page left, but I couldn't do it. It was too much. People were teasing me, so I'm like, you know what? Let's end it and get up out of here. Um,
Right.
so, but that kind of led to freestyling, right? You just kind of
Yeah.
make things up and go from there. Um, Went on from high school, went to college. And started not one, but two poetry clubs on campus. They weren't they weren't together. I did them one after the other.
Yeah.
I started one and I ended up leaving. Um, Parents got sick, so I left school for a little while. But when I came back, I left the club to someone. However, they changed it and made it something totally different. So instead of resurrecting that one, I just made another one.
That's
You know,
right. Like, okay, you can have it. You took it. You turned it to something that I don't want to follow. So therefore,
exactly.
let's start another one.
Exactly.
So when did you release your first book?
All right. Right after that, actually. So my first book, I actually have it with me.
All right.
um, Inspired Thoughts and Dedications.
Yes.
It's
Okay, selfie with the camera. Listen, is that a?
yes,
I ain't see the camera like that.
yes,
And
baby camera, the one you got to plug in to upload the picture. Yes,
those were the original selfies.
original. I want to say this was 2010.
Oh
Let's
wow.
say 2010. Yeah, first one, and it's a small collection of my poems. And again, inspired thoughts and dedications. Each poem was written for someone or about someone.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, it was inspired by them or I dedicated to them. Um, so again, it's real small, not even shoot, probably not even 10 pages, but I wanted to do something and I self-published it, which was also fun. It was like,
Yes, yes, yes.
did the way I wanted to, put it in
Like
there.
this isn't hard as I thought it was.
Exactly. And I went on to publish two more after that.
Okay.
So it was great. So this is 2022, 2018, maybe
Mhm.
2017. I wrote a second book. This one I wrote with my best friend.
Offices.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's literally exactly what you think it is. It's
Oh,
the
that's
butterfly.
pretty.
Thank you. It's the whole cycle. And each chapter is broken up in the life of the butterfly. So there's the
Yeah.
beginning stages of love. There's the kind of developing love. There's the cocoon. There's the butterfly coming out. There's the breakup. There's the get back together. It's an emotional ride, I tell you. uh,
Emotional roller coaster.
yeah. So my best friend and I wrote that. We took turns writing poems and putting them together. A couple poems we wrote together, which was kind of cool. Um, and I always liked my mother was a teacher, so she was my plug. I was able to do some of my poetry things at her school. I had a
Oh,
chance
see?
to, yeah, get with the kids. I did a couple of workshops. My one of my favorite memories was when I talked about poetry to the kids. The boys were like, this is for girls. I like, you hold that thought. The next week I brought some of my male poet friends and and let them
As
see
you
it.
should. They need to
Okay.
see that men do poetry as well. It might have just been like the subject matter that they're like, boys don't want to talk about love, maybe, depending on their age, they don't want to talk about love. So
Mhm.
that subject matter might have been why they thought it was for girls, maybe. But no, they need to see, no, boys, men do this too. I have a friend who's a poet. Man, listen, he speaks when his words come, I just be like, how did you even, you better yes, like it's just I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you inspire not only the young girls but also able to inspire the young men, the young boys rather, by bringing in men who have a love for words as well. You never
Mhm.
know what could have opened up for them like it had for you when you have in second grade. You don't know, like for them they could be like, oh, I could do poetry too. I can express my way in this manner. Yeah, I could do that. They got
Exactly.
to
And
see it.
that's exactly what happened because it was like they did have an idea of what poetry was,
Mhm.
the Dr. Seuss or
Yeah.
the rhyming scheme. I
Yep.
let them know right off the back, every poem does not have to rhyme.
Yep.
It doesn't have to have a reason or thing. It's an expression of how you feel. It
Yes.
could go
Yes.
every which way. It could be short, it could be long. And I think that was one of my best moments because it was like I had a chance to show them that and not
Yes.
just me telling them, right? They could see for themselves.
Yep. Here's the difference with that show and tell. I rather just like when it comes to writing novels, we are, when you're writing a novel, you have to show people the sunset instead of telling them that the sun has set. You have to show them what does it look like, the colors. If you're outside, what does it feel like? If it's, what's the weather like and all that stuff. So yeah, showing them has a better impact. excuse me, than telling them. So great job, great job. So when you published your first, then you went on to do your second and finally your third. What was it that made you say, I could do this and I want to do it again?
Um, the first one, doing the first poem, first book of poetry was because I did perform quite often around the city and on campus. And they were like, why don't you have a book? You know, we want to be able to read your stuff. And I'm like, a book? You can on my show. But so I took time and did it. And then again, I looked at the cost of having someone else do it and the pricey. So I did it myself. And then I had a book signing that blew me away. I mean, my family, of course, came out,
Yeah.
but some of the women that came, they were like, were you outside my window? Were you reading my diary? It sounded like something I went through. So that relation piece, that relating to what I said or how I felt was like, y'all like that?
Okay, right. Y'all like my words?
There's more. There's
Okay.
more. That's what
Funny.
I felt. Yeah, I felt that way. So when I got that rush off of that, and then even with the workshops with the students and things and seeing how they enjoyed it, I was like, yeah, I got to do another one.
Yeah.
Someone made a suggestion that I have not done yet, was to put my voice on like an audio something of it.
Yes.
I
Yep.
mean, reading my poems. I was like, I don't like how I sound though, but I said it's a goal, right? That so the thought is like they're not reading if they're in a car somewhere and want to
Yep.
hear, you know. I said, okay, that's something I will look into. So I haven't done it yet, but that made me want to write another one because if you like that, let me see what else I can do.
Absolutely. And when you're ready for your audio, let me know because I know three people that have that do audio. So yeah, I will definitely link you up with them. So make sure you just shoot me an email to rockpod at rockbay.org. So and we will link you up with them.
Awesome.
What is one of the things that has come from you writing and releasing your books? Like what opportunities have been awarded to you?
Hmm. I would definitely say the speaking engagements, being able to go places, people asking me to come to their school. With my third book, it's a children's book. It's not necessarily poetry, but um, I was able to go into classrooms and talk to the kids. And I even had some parents who bought the book and said, my child says that that's them on the cover.
Let me see. Cause I have two. Oh, the bedtime lady. Okay, so yeah, I want to buy one of those from you because I got a nephew who's 9 and he loves to read. So yeah.
Absolutely. You definitely can have one. I also made a coloring and activity book to go with it.
What?
Because you can't be done, right? You got to have more to do. So the pictures in the book,
Oh my god! Wait, was that a bonnet on the head?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, come on, bonnet with the matching PJs.
Because she's got curly hair, so you gotta protect the
Oh
hair.
gosh, yes, I love it. Okay, okay.
So I was able to go and I was invited to the classrooms, and I did the whole spiel. I've been working with kids like on a teaching mode for 15 years. So you do the whole kit and caboodle. You know, you ask them, say, hey, what do you think is going to happen in this book? You know, just looking at it.
Yeah.
And they tell me all these kind of things. Or I said, what's your bedtime routine look like?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. Well, let's follow
Yeah,
along and see how she does her bedtime. You know, so now they're in here. They're like, what's going on? And
yeah.
you stop every couple of pages and ask questions or look at the picture, you know. So getting that and getting the idea. And I even got a little feedback. One of my teacher friends said that they bought the book for their niece and they're now making flashcards of the words they weren't familiar with. Okay. I said it's
Come
taking
on.
yeah, it's spinning so fast and I love it. It's really good.
So you created a book. She buys it. The niece doesn't understand those words. They create flashcards to help her understand what she did not understand.
Yes.
You might
And
want to learn how to make flashcards.
yes, ma'am. And as I kept looking at it, I was thinking, okay, if I am in the teaching realm, I am in that area, how can I promote this book to teachers? It's about bedtime. We know teaching, you're in school, it's not nap
Yeah.
time or anything, but there is a sequence, there's an order to her bedtime. So if they're teaching sequence, they can read the book, you know?
Come on here. And so you were able to get them into a school district or not yet? You're still working on it.
I'm still working on it.
Okay, well, we just send all the energy that you can have that happens. Come
Thank you.
on. So
Thank you.
what is one thing you would tell an inspiring author to go not only write the book, but to go beyond just writing it, to seek out those opportunities? What would you say to them? Because a lot of authors are like, well, I just want to write the book, but I don't know what to do next. It's yeah, this is your time to build your platform. Now what would be something that you would recommend for them?
Just like you would do a business plan, I would make a plan for that book. What,
Bam.
yeah, what do you want this book to accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
If for like a children's book, to me, it would be like, what lesson do you want them to learn?
Yeah.
Start there and then build your book around that. And then anything that goes with the book supports that.
Yep.
You know, how could you break it down into smaller parts? Because they may want the whole thing, but
Yep.
what part can you do? And as you put your plan, you can see where it can grow, you know, like
Yes.
someone
Get those
suggested I
speaking
make bonnets.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Somebody suggested what?
Did I make bonnets?
See, come on. I think that's so stinking cute.
See, I just wanted to I just wanted to write the
Why
story.
not?
Yeah. So, and I told
Bedtime, listen, bedtime bonnets.
see,
Bedtime bonnets for kids
Mhm.
or bedtime bonnets for babies. Whatever you want to do, but it's there. And
Yeah.
people ask, is based off of your children's book.
Mhm.
Children's book, yes. Here's the children's book. You can buy a children's book in a bonnet bundle. Like
See,
it's together. Like, and this
absolutely.
is one thing I really want authors to know, especially aspiring authors who have not yet taken this journey as we have, to know like when you write your book, that's just the first step. But there's so much more to that. It's
Mhm.
writing it, then you gotta publish and release it. Some people just stop at publishing and think that's it. No, you gotta launch it and release it as well. But then once it's out there, what else can you do to make money based on your book? And to just
Mhm.
have that stream, have multiple streams of income come from there. So like even for you, when you have your metamorphosis book, that too can be you already do your poetry, but it's about if it's going in the realm, since it is in the realm of love and that aspect, you can talk about that. People got a platform. Oh, y'all talking about what? I need a speaker to talk about how to restore. Yeah, I got a whole book on that.
Exactly.
You
And
become
that
an
was,
expert.
yeah, that was the next part. So the kids book, I think about the lesson, but for I guess the adult books as well, but it's also for the adult books, I would tell aspiring authors to start with the idea and keep going. And
Yeah.
don't be afraid to change it, right? Because you may have a path you want your characters to follow, but somewhere in the middle, it doesn't make sense anymore. Don't be afraid to go back and fix it or
That's
change it,
right.
so that's what I would suggest, just to kind of keep it live. And then I told somebody the other day, have someone read it because you're going to reread it,
Yes.
but you're going to see what you see. Let someone else read it.
Beta readers,
Mhm.
beta readers are amazing. And if you okay, so let me explain what those who don't know. Beta readers are like beta testers for new products on the market. They take this product and they review it. They write down what they like, what they don't like, if it's something that they'll practically use or whatever have you. Beta reading is just like that. You give it to those who are familiar with the genre, with your particular genre, and you ask for constructive feedback. Now, it may be favorable and it may not be, but whatever it is, you take it and with a grain of salt and you adjust accordingly. What I don't recommend is someone, well, I won't say what I don't. What I do recommend is that you choose people who will not try to sugarcoat their response because
Mhm.
they don't want to hurt your feelings. You want people who will be upfront and honest, like, you know what, girl, I got halfway through the book and couldn't read it anymore. Okay, well, tell me why, girl. I just couldn't because this character right here. Okay, so it wasn't well developed. It wasn't blah blah blah. Those are good. That's good feedback because what you want your beta readers to do is be honest. Because once it's out there and you get an avid reader, they they they're not too kind.
Mm-mm.
They will chop it up and make your pen die. A new pack of pen, every pen will dry up before you even get a chance to write. That's how testy it could be. but it's worth it. So get you a beta, get you 4 or 5 beta readers. Yeah, I know actually 3 to 5 beta readers. Do odd numbers because it'll make more sense that way. But
Mhm.
yeah, beta readers all the way. Get them. They'll help your writing career. So what are you doing now? What is it that Gloria is doing now in the business?
Right now I'm trying to get other young folks to write. So,
Oh,
February Black History Month, we're gonna write some Black History themed stuff, and
yeah.
preserve Black poets. March is Reading Month, so we're gonna
Hmm.
focus on reading and literacy. It's also Women's History Month,
Yep.
and then April is Poetry Month. So we're gonna use the next couple months to focus on that. And where I am, well, in Flint in general, but I'm sure everywhere, the literacy rates are not very high.
No, not at all. That's why our association was started to help with it. Yep.
See?
Yeah, we have to because we want our babies to be able to read when they get out in this world. I don't know
Okay.
about Michigan, but here they don't even teach their kids how to write in cursive.
I've heard that's everywhere. Yeah.
I don't understand it. I'm like, well, how are they supposed to sign their names? So we teach outside of the school of their classroom. We teach my nephew and nieces how to sign their names because if you don't know how to sign your name, then anyone can write your name,
Hmm.
but your signature is unique to you. So that really, I don't understand it. I really, I don't get it. I don't
Yeah,
get it.
I remember someone said because we don't write as many checks, and I know that was part of the reason. I know. It's only part because it's only a small portion, but you sign
Right.
documents, you sign,
Contracts, everything.
all that. And even digitally, you're still supposed to use something to
Yes.
sign.
Yep. And so that doesn't make sense to me because I haven't written a check. I'm 39. I haven't written a check. I would say 15 years, 10, 15 years. I
Hmm.
don't have a use for them because my debit card is what I use.
I feel you.
So, and then you could do a lot of things online as well. But I need my signature. Like for today, I had my hot water heater replaced. So I had to sign for him to do the work. And I had to also sign for him to charge my card.
Hmm.
How your signature is needed and it's very important. So yes, I'm all about literacy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. No, you're fine. Absolutely. So I want to do that and I want to make it more fun. I do currently work with high school students, even though my focus has always been elementary. So I'm
Hmm.
stretching myself and learning the new skills, but I'm still bringing some of that fun and youthfulness.
Yeah.
But I do understand when you get to high school, a lot of stuff has been taught to you. This is how it's supposed to be. We are out of school time as well. So it's like it's after school, before school. It's the fun way to do things. So I'm
Yes.
gonna take their interest and put it in literacy. Take
Hmm.
their interest and figure out what they want to write about. It's not gonna be what I want, it's what you want. You're gonna enjoy it more because it's what you wanted.
Yeah, yeah, and it becomes your passion. You're sharing your heart matters. You're sharing your thoughts in a way that others can not even so much relate to because you right. If they relate, they relate. If they don't, they don't. But you found the courage and the strength to write the story, to write the poem, or whatever it is that you're going to put on from pen to paper, and that encourages them to be more expressive as well because they're not just not they don't have all these things bottled up inside of them without a release. So the writing is definitely a release. Even as for adults, that's why we have adult journals
Hello.
because we need the release. Okay, so I think that's so awesome to get kids like, okay, this is Black History Month. What does Black History look like to you? What does that mean for you?
Hmm.
And kids, I don't really know because I only know about these set of people. It's the same set of people every Black History Month. It was Martin
Hmm.
Luther King, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, W.E.D. Du Bois. I think that's how his last name is pronounced. Du Bois, and then Marcus Garvey. It's usually those 5 people. Maybe they might mix in a few others, but it's like these only Black people in our history.
I know. So I just encourage my students today, being February 1st, to
Yeah,
look at your local Black history.
yeah,
Um,
yep.
drive around downtown Flint. There are some green markers, like state markers, and they've got facts on them. Now, all of them aren't Black history facts, but there are a few you can find and see them. But I said, let's find out history about where we live. Most of y'all been
Yeah.
here most of your life. Martin Luther King was from another area. Harriet Tubman from another area. We don't even know them. Let's talk about people right here where we are.
That's right. That's right. And it's so funny you say that because even on this day, I did on our on our not our website, but on our Instagram, we did the recommended read for the reading recommended book for the week. And it
Mm-hmm.
was by Ursula Barnes, who what Burns rather. She was the first black female CEO of Xerox.
Mm-hmm.
That's history. Like she was here in Rochester. She made her way all the way up to one of the biggest corporations in the world, a Fortune 500 company ran by a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And she talks about all of the things that she had to go through, racism, sexism. She had to deal with these things, but she did it with grace. And she stayed in that position until she was ready to go.
Okay.
So yeah, that's history. You got to know it's not the same people. It's great that we know about Martin Luther King and all them. I do not cancel that ever. But it is great to see and to know people right in our own towns. Just like you said, go around, figure out who made an impact in your city because that should encourage, hopefully encourage your kids. Be like, you know what? This person did A, B, C. You know, I can do X, Y, Z and be from the same city.
Mm-hmm. You just made me think of something though. Right outside of our high school is a excuse me, is the train. The train passes by the high school.
Hmm.
And I think my fact for tomorrow is going to be a Black history fact about the train. I'm trying to find that because it's
Come
right outside our
on.
school. Why not?
And
You
they
see
need
it
to
everywhere.
know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so they'll be like, okay, so that train that goes by every day, I don't know about I don't know anything.
I don't either right now, but I'm almost sure there is. Either they help make the parts or they put
Something.
it on the caboose. There's something. I know there is, but
We
I'll find
listen. We got our hands in everything.
it. Yes. I think my favorite
Everything.
one, we do it almost every year, but what the world will be like without Black people. Have you heard that?
I have. There would be no stoplights. There
Mm-hmm.
would be no telephone, no cell phone. We would be in the dark ages.
Okay, everything. You couldn't comb your
The
hair,
dark
you
age.
couldn't
None
iron
of
your
that.
clothes. Yeah,
It was this like TMI, but it was a black woman who designed the administration pads
exactly. So then the question goes, what were y'all doing before?
before.
I didn't want to know. What were you doing?
So we're just gonna say thank you, sister,
Yes.
because you helped the sisters of today out. Okay.
Seriously.
So
Right.
let me know what is one thing that you love about being an author.
Oh man. I think it's being able to tell a story, whether it's
Yeah.
my story or not.
Hmm.
There's one of my first poems I did. Now I'll say, okay, one of my first spoken word poems. So I had to tell somebody the other day too, it's a little different. You know, I write it doesn't mean I can perform it, right? Just reading it is not
Ooh.
performing it. Just saying that, that you get the dramatics, right? But the first one I wrote made for the stage, I wrote it about somebody else. It wasn't me at all. And actually, I'd never even been there. But it came from a little idea of me sitting on a bus. And I wrote it from that perspective. So me being able to create this story, and every time I perform it, people are like, I felt like I was there. They was like,
Wow.
do it again. And so I remember that. So I love telling the story, whether it's my story or someone else's, because I've stretched myself. And one of the things I've done with my workshops and with the poetry clubs I had was give them an assignment every week. This week, your assignment is to create a poem about food and whatever it is, so they come back and they get a chance to express themselves. So that
Yeah.
one of my topics was write it from someone else's perspective. You,
Oh, that's challenging.
just
I like
saying.
that challenge though.
And it works even better when you have writer's block.
To
When you
write
have
from another's perspective when you have writers. Really?
Mhm. Because if you're so worried about where you are and I'm stuck, I can't write anymore from here. Change it around. Think for someone else's side of it.
because I'm gonna be honest with you, I've had writer's block around my memoir for the last month, so
See,
I'm gonna try this tactic. I'm going to try it, and I'm gonna
please
email you and
do.
let you know how it worked for me.
Please do.
Okay, because
Yeah.
it's been hard. I'm like, I cannot get past. It's just I'm just stuck in this one
Yeah.
spot, and my editor always asks me. She'll text me or call me. I haven't gotten a chapter since December. I know, sis. I can't. It's just I can't. I can't. So
I mean,
I'm gonna try that. That's
please
awesome.
do.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome for another perspective, especially if there are other characters involved. A lot of
Yeah.
times, you write from their one side. Be someone else and see how you see it from their side.
Oh
How
God.
would they
Okay.
see it? How would they feel it? How do they hear it? How do they
Yes.
think of it to be? Um, or I've also done, and you seem like you might have a timeline with your book, but if you
Mhm.
didn't have a timeline, I always just put it away and
I got until July, so I'm pretty good. I have until July because we're releasing it in November on my birthday, on my
nice.
40th birthday. So I got until July, then I have to give it over to her so she can do all her editing because she's a beast at what she does.
Okay.
I'm like a
I
little
think
lamb.
that's okay. I think you can. I feel like you can do it. It's
I
just
can. I'm gonna
putting
try this
you
new
can.
writer's block, perspective change. I think I'm gonna do that.
Please
It's
do. Like I say, I've always liked it, and again, I've been a woman all my life, but every now and
right.
then, every now and then I write from a guy's point of view. I want to see what
Yeah.
it's like there. I'm an adult. I'm 35 tomorrow, and I've written from a kid's point of view sometimes too. It's like,
Yep.
mommy, where are you? So it's like put myself in that person's shoes,
Hmm. Hmm.
and the ideas float because you're not stuck in you anymore. You can be somebody else.
I'm gonna listen. Dear authors, y'all heard what our fellow author just said. Write from a different perspective. I want y'all to try that out. So when you watch or listen to this podcast, make a comment below. Come back, maybe like a week later or whatnot. Come back and let us know if you tried this new technique. And I am doing the quotations as new technique because it's new to me. Okay, so I'm gonna try it. That is so dope. Now, what I'm gonna ask is a little just go how do you feel about performing a short piece right now? Oh, don't laugh. Don't no nervous laughs.
No, it's so funny because I almost didn't mention that because I was like, a lot of times people say that, right? You mention it, and goes, well, let's hear it, or
Well,
it's
I'm
like,
just wondering, like, if
"Ah,
you want to. I mean,
I'm,
if
I'm
you're
always
like
ready."
no, then fine, no, it is. But if it's
No,
yes, then take it away.
absolutely. Only because I talked about it. I think this is what I want. I'll do this. Again, this is the first one I ever did for the stage, like purposely on there. It's called Love on a Bus. Phones ringing off the hook. My eyes peer over my reading book. I took a quick look, enough for time to stand still. As we reel in the warm thoughts of real, your apparent appeal to my senses, leaving me dazed in unimaginable ways, nothing left to say, gone senseless. You never once spoke a sentence, but with senses, you have been chosen. I only meant to peek now in my seat. I am frozen. As you drop your token in the meter, your sin is getting sweeter as you teeter on the decision of where to sit. With my super ray vision, I envision making this seat your decision with accurate precision and deaf dying persistence, making me nervous like multiplication and division, like math. 1 plus 1 is 2, and like Ebonics, I got to have you, boo, because us minus this bus equals me and you to the third power. But to infinity and beyond is what I want to holler. Meteor showers can't stop me now. The bus was speeding, but I feel we're slowing down. A stoplight. How perfect this could be if only this old lady wasn't sitting next to me. I stretched my neck to see where his journey ended, but ouch. My head is spinning because around the corner we're bending, and then when the turn ended, I cussed. Oh, what a fuss inside my mind. It wasn't, but now it's my time. It's my stop, and I'm getting off the bus this time.
I wish. Okay, we snap fingers. That's right, snap fingers. Because my facial expression, the people on the podcast, they can't see. Listen, I saw everything.
Yes.
Everything I see on the bus. Look up. Ooh.
Okay.
Shove her out the way. This seat is open. Like, move, old lady, move. This young man need to sit down. Ma'am, can you move? Like, that
Okay.
is, oh, yes. Make me want to hop on a bus just.
And
I
that's
haven't been
how
on a
we
bus in years, but I'm ready to hop
see.
on a bus right now. Let me find out how much it costs for a bus fare because I have no idea.
Uh,
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing with us, people. That is copyrighted
it is
work.
definitely.
Don't. I don't want to be seeing somebody, yeah, on the bus. And I say, whoa, that's not Gloetry. I know
Mm-mm.
how she look. I know how she sound. You're not her. Let me call up this attorney because you tripping. But no, but thank you so much for sharing your craft with us. That is awesome, honey.
Thank you.
Again. So I want you to tell people, they're like, you know what, Glory Tree, I love everything about you. And they're like, I want to stay connected. How would they go about doing that?
All right. My main page is on Instagram. I am Gloetry. IAMGLOETRY. I'm on Facebook too, but it's just my name, Gloria Gloetry Henley. Henley Henley. And that's it. Well, my books, the children's book can be found on Amazon.
Okay.
Search my name, and then the poetry books are found on lulu.com, LULU.com.
Okay, awesome. Everybody, because don't disconnect because I want to go ahead and get the children's book. I want to do that. Listen, I need you to connect with my girl here. Okay, follow her on Instagram and just be connected with everything that she's doing. If you're in the Michigan area, be connected with her events. If you are a school teacher, if you are in somebody's school district, whether it's a charter school or just a regular city school district or suburban surrounding areas, it doesn't matter. If you know that your students need and can appreciate the bedtime routine, I need you guys to order the book, okay? Order them. As a matter of fact, I would prefer if you went to her and you bought bulk orders directly from her. There's a little thing in there that called profit for authors. Okay, so go ahead and do that. You guys, I any final words before we close out, honey?
I would just say I thank you for the opportunity.
Hmm.
I would also say if you have a story to tell, actually, better yet, everyone has a story to tell.
That's right.
And if you want to tell it, take your time, find someone to help you cultivate that story and write it. You never know who could read it and what someone could benefit from your story.
Benefits of writing your story. You never know who can benefit from it. Get
Mhm.
it done, authors. Listen, this is the year of double because it's 22. So that means whatever you put out is going to multiply. But if you don't put anything out, you can't reap the benefits of multiplication. So let's get these books done. That's what the Rochester Black Authors Association, one of the things that we are here to do is to inspire you, encourage you, motivate you to get your books done. We're bringing authors on that are showing you that it's not that hard to do and giving you tips to handle writer's block. Something I have been stuck on since, oh Lord, I got it. But I'm going to try this new technique of writing perspective, and I'm hopeful that it will work and break that floodgate for me. In the meantime, in between time, the next time, between now and the next time we have our next guest, I encourage you to get your book done. Write that chapter. Even if you guys start with an outline, do it because that's going to be your motivation to keep going. All right. So we are excited for you. We cannot wait for your first book, Aspiring Author. And for Author, we cannot wait for the next one to come out. We want you to connect with us on Instagram at Ebony, or that's my own personal. Wait a minute. What is the, y'all forgive me. I'm about to get my personal stuff. So our rock our Instagram is rock underscore BAA for Instagram. Our Facebook is at rockbaa 2015, as well as you can find us on our website, rockbaa.org. If you would like to join us as a guest, make sure you go to our website to sign up to do so. Until next time, you guys, I'm Coach Ebony Nicole, the Vice President of the Rochester Black Authors Association and your host for the Black Authors Rock podcast. Thank you for allowing us to come into your homes and share great, amazing, fantastic authors, writers, and publishers. Until next time, have a good one.